Click on the subscribe button and remember to press the bell icon for regular notifications from our digital blogger. Hello friends, welcome to our digital blogger. Today we're going to talk about Goodwill Commodities. It's a full service stockbroker. If you look at the overall full stock broking landscape, Goodwill Commodities is a recently established one, so it's one of the latest additions to this industry. In this review, we will be talking about multiple aspects, including this particular stockbroker's background, pricing, brokerage, exposure, research, trading platforms, and a lot of other factors that can help you to figure out whether Goodwill Commodities is a good enough stockbroker for you or not. Let's get started. So Goodwill Commodities is a full service stockbroker. It is based out of Chennai since 2008, so it's been around 9 years since its establishment. It gives you decent research recommendations and tips across technical and fundamental levels. But if you're specifically looking to trade in commodity, then it's good contender as a stockbroker for you. It gives you decent exposure as well. However, in case of its trading platforms and customer service, there are a lot of gray areas that can be worked upon. If you talk about number of trading products, well, you can trade and invest across equity, commodity, currency, derivatives, IPOs and mutual funds if you are a client of Goodwill Commodities. So the list looks limited. There can be additions, especially if you talk about full service stockbrokers. We have seen that give you a range of 10, 12, 14 trading segments, but in this case we have this list of around 6. But more or less, generally clients trade either equity, commodity or currency in the stock market, so that is pretty much covered. But nonetheless, you can look out for other stockbrokers if you are looking to trade across other trading segments. Then we have trading platforms. Now this is very crucial, because the trading platforms, the technology behind those trading platforms is going to drive your profits. It's going to make sure that you are actually making some returns in the stock market. So in case of Goodwill Commodities, yes, they do have presence across devices. We'll talk about all of that one by one. And we'll start with the mobile app. For that, we need to check out Google Play Store. So like it was mentioned at the very start, that trading platforms is one of the areas that need a lot of improvements in case of Goodwill Commodities. We start with the mobile app. They do not have their own. They've outsourced this to iWin. Now this is a third-party software, and basically Goodwill Commodities has taken a license for its clients. This application is used by many stockbrokers and Goodwill is just one of them. It is rated at 3.7 by 200, and overall satisfaction score stands at around 75%, because around 25% of the users have rated this app negatively. If you talk about the update frequency, the last one was done in December 9th, 2014. We're recording this video in July 2017. So it's been more than 2.5 years that this app has seen an update. More or less, this app is primitive. It's outdated. If you talk about UI, user experience, number of features, in any aspect whatsoever, including speed and performance, this app is way below general expectations of a user. So we will not recommend you to use this application on multiple grounds, because it can actually make you lose out on some of the opportunities in the stock market because of the different concerns we have just mentioned. So the mobile app iWin, be it any stockbroker including Goodwill Commodities, is not a recommendable application for your trading. Now let's talk about the other applications offered by this stockbroker. For that, we need to check out digitalblogger.com. So when it comes to other trading applications offered by Goodwill Commodities, they have a terminal-based application, or in Dite. Again, this is a third-party application. They do not develop or maintain this into their premise. Now it gives you multiple types of features. There is no concern as far as usage of this application is concerned. You can perform multiple types of analysis using charting features or technical indicators along with heat maps. The application is also good as far as speed or performance is concerned. There are a couple of things that need to be taken care of. One, that since this application is not maintained by Goodwill Commodities, so in case you have some sort of feedback or comment that you want the stockbroker to incorporate, that won't really happen. The only thing that can happen is they will transfer your feedback to the development team of Orient Diet, and they will be taking care of that. Then secondly, the user experience of this application is a little average in nature, so you will have to compromise on that aspect, especially if you are a beginner, if you are a small investor. From that perspective, you might feel this application to be a little bulky in nature. Then there is Nest, another third-party terminal-based application offered by Goodwill. It gives you multiple types of features. Again, it's more of an additional option for medium to heavy traders. Apart from ordinary diet, they can also use the Nest application. Just make sure that whenever you talk to the executive of this particular full-service stockbroker, you need to ask whether these softwares are free or you need to pay a specific fees for the usage of these trading applications, because some of the stockbrokers do levy some sort of fee, some sort of charge in the trading application domain. Again, we have discussed this is the mobile trading application. Then Goodwill web trading app is the only initiative, only web-based application that they have developed in-house. So this is the only application maintained by Goodwill, and as far as number of features are concerned, that is limited in nature. Similarly, if you talk about responsiveness, the application is not responsive. That basically means that you can use your laptop or computer only for using this application. You cannot use it on a mobile or a tablet device. Generally, web-based browser applications are responsive. For example, if you talk about brokers such as Sher Khan or 5paisa or Zerodha, for instance, all of these stockbrokers provide you responsive and adaptive web-based browser applications. So that is not the case with Goodwill. Otherwise, this is a decently placed application in terms of performance, and you can use it for your trading. So these are different trading applications offered by the stockbroker. Let's head back to the review and see what next we need to think of. Next up, we have pricing. So to open a demat or a trading account and to maintain your trading and demat accounts with this full service stockbroker, you do not need to pay anything. Account opening and AMC are free in this case. The brokerage is also pretty reasonable in nature. If you talk about full service stockbrokers, they are ones that charge you 0.5% for delivery. Similarly, there are others who charge you 0.1, 0.15. So more or less, Goodwill Commodities is somewhere in the middle at 0.3% for delivery trades. Let's talk about the other trading segments as well and see what kind of brokerage you are required to pay. For that, we need to go back to ourdigitalblogger.com. So here we can see that at intraday you are required to pay 0.01% of your trade value, and similarly in future and options you are required to pay at a lot level. Commodity, more or less, it's a typo. It's at 0.02% if I'm not wrong. So the brokerage again stands at an average level. It's not so high, it's not so less, but you can certainly negotiate with the executive before you actually open your account with this broker. So that's your brokerage. Then we have transaction charges. This particular stockbroker charges you relatively high transaction charges here. Although if you look at equity segment, 0.00325% is a standard rate, but let's say in equity options or a currency option in commodity segment as well, it's a little pricey. So you make sure that you have a word with the executive on this aspect as well, because it's going to be the percentage of your trade value. Higher the trade value, more the transaction charges you are required to pay to the broker. So again, transaction charges is done. Then we have exposure or leverage. In case of Goodwill Commodities, it gives you pretty high values. In equity intraday, you get up to 20 times. For people who do not understand this concept, basically it's kind of a short-term loan offered by your stockbroker at a specific interest rate. For instance, if you have 10,000 rupees in your trading account balance, you can trade up to 2 lakh for equity intraday. In other segments, you can do the maths accordingly. So if you look at some of the other stockbrokers, even in full service or discount stockbroking space, Goodwill Commodities stands at somewhere at the higher level, the top 5, let's say, that provides you decent exposure values. Then we have customer service. Now you get phone, chat, email and web form as far as number of communication channels are concerned. The concern here is that since it's a Chennai based stockbroker, you might face some sort of language based issues. So if you converse in your local language or even in Hindi at times, you might face understanding the language issue there. Then as far as that or turnaround time is concerned, the stockbroker doesn't seem to have any specific number in place for its executives. and you are going to face a huge loss of your time, precious time in your resolutions from the customer care of GOD. So these two aspects are a bit of a problem for the customers, otherwise it's a good stockbroker. Then research, well, you get all kinds of recommendations and reports from the stockbroker at a specific period level, at a daily, couple of weeks later, or a monthly level report. You get it across different segments. Here you can see a small template of the research report that is provided by Goodwill. So these are different aspects that we have discussed from the Goodwill Commodities stockbroker. Now let's get back to the presentation and talk about the positives and negatives of opening an account with Goodwill Commodities. We'll start with the negatives first. So we just saw that the research part is a little mediocre in nature as far as tips and recommendations accuracy is concerned. You will find a bit hard time using them. Then as far as customer service is concerned, even though the number of communication channels are good, but the TAT problem is there, and so is the case of the regional language part. Then thirdly, the trading applications of this stockbroker are limited in nature as far as the in-house inclination is concerned. You might have to rely onto the third-party softwares like Odin Diet or Nest or iWin. They do not have their own trading application as far as the terminal-based software or a mobile app is concerned. Also, the number of trading products are limited in nature, which we saw them at the very initial point in this video. So these are different concerns. When we talk about positives, the brokerage is pretty reasonable in nature, so you will not feel that the value for money is not there. Yes, so from a perspective of money part or brokerage part or account opening or maintenance part, you will feel a good factor there. Then as far as exposure is concerned, for people looking to have an account with a full service stockbroker that provides decent exposure values, well, Goodwill Commodities is an answer for you. So now these are different aspects we have touched upon. You have to see what you are looking for, and based on that you can make a final judgment for yourself. Now if you want to have a word with the executive of this full service stockbroker, you can check out this link, digitalblogger.com/Goodwill Commodities open account. Put in your details there and we will be setting up a call back for you. However, if you want to have a word with the stockbroker that matches exactly with your requirements, or you want us to help you out with the finding of the most suitable stockbroker for you, you can check out the other link, digitalblogger.com/free callback broker choice. Put in your details there and we will be setting up a call back for you absolutely free. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching it. We hope you liked it. In case you did, please go ahead and press the thumbs up button. We'll really appreciate that. You can also subscribe to our channel, A Digital Blogger, at YouTube for similar videos in the future. Thank you so much again for watching the video. Bye-bye.